Alright, welcome back guys. Here we are, back in the Battlegrounds tournament. And somehow I made it to round 3. So, gotta think of the meta again. It's been a moment. The tournament's actually over by now. I'm just late getting this to you guys. I think we're in the Decay meta? Okay, yeah, Decay. So I go ban, some typical Decay attackers who finish fights too fast. That's just currently my go-to at the moment for the tournament. Greetings, Vega. Okay, so we're gonna get Piggy and Sentinel. Sentinel being, he's a very solid Decay defender, and if I need to throw him on offense against he's a Sugar Pill defender, and if I need to throw him on offense, yeah, he works. Spider-Ham is one of my favorite Decay attackers this meta. He can literally take so many different matchups. I think an R3 Punisher is one of the coolest rank ups you can have. And hey, when you see Onslaught this meta, you just gotta grab Onslaught. And by this point, you guys should know Papa Luke is one of my favorite go-tos. If you throw a defender down, chances are I can throw Papa Luke and we'll be okay. Somehow, if Lady Luck is with us. R3 Sinister. Okay, so I'm gonna grab Enchantress. She's definitely annoying, especially on Hazard Shift. And grab Thanos because of either to try to draw out one of his tactic attackers, or hey, he's Thanos, we'll make him work. And as you can see, that is a rank 3 Spider-Man, but we're gonna go Void since he doesn't really have a way to purify the debuffs, and Void is just a nasty defender this meta. Because even though your Decay attackers won't take damage from the debuffs, they will take damage due to Void's own ability to inflict damage to you for just having a debuff. So of course we're going to throw Void down for defense. Here I'm just hoping to just draw out any annoying attacker. And like I say, hey, we have Papa Luke. With Punisher being a tactic defender, I'm pretty confident Luke can just nuke down this fight pretty quickly. Because mine's Awakened, we're not worried about pushing him to special 3. The goal is really to not let him throw a special at all. So, the damage is ramping up. Trying to just bait out a heavy. That worked. Like I said, I'm Awakened, so my Luke is indestructible. I just wanted to get this off the screen as quick as possible. I'm going to take 0 damage thanks to the Awaken ability. And now we just need to finish the fight off and we're good to go. Like I say, Papa Luke, gotta love it. Alright, so Papa Luke done nuked down that fight pretty quickly. Like I said, I wasn't too worried with Void. Sinister can reflect damaging debuffs, but not the non-damaging debuffs back to Void. So I knew getting out of that fight with a lot of health was going to be pretty difficult. And now we move on to the next round. We throw down Enchantress, another annoying defender. We have Onslaught for Bullseye. Well, the goal here is ideally attack during the Incinerate phase, and maybe an occasional heavy during the Poison phase if I need to lock in and pause my passives and debuffs. So once Bullseye does cross a bar of power, if you parry and hit him with your first medium, he'll attempt to purify the stun, which is when Onslaught can get the passive stun on him. As you can see, we're in the Poison phase, so trying to back off a little. And I hold the heavy a little bit just to try to time the the first hit of the heavy so I can have the longer duration to pause all of my effects, but things work out. We were healing from the incinerate, we barely got a poison on us, if any, and yeah, fight went perfectly. I wasn't too worried about parrying the 6-star bullseye, even though he does crit into the block. He doesn't have that block pin stat focus like a 7-star would, so I was okay just to parry a while until that poison phase ended. Alright. And luckily, round 1 went pretty smoothly. Like I said, this tournament is best 2 out of 3, so in my opinion, those are kind of the hardest tournaments. You know, it's very easy to make a mistake or just have a bad matchup, and you know, one loss can get into your head, and then after that, one more loss and it's over. So in my opinion, there's a lot more pressure when the stakes are 2 out of 3 compared to 3 out of 5 or 5 out of 7, you know? Or is it 4 out of 7? I have no idea. I should know, it's 4 out of 7. Whew. Alright, we're going to round 2 now. Getting some mad bad level. So I'm gonna stick to the same bands that I had. You know, some of the more annoying tactic attackers. I do have both Silk and Titania in my deck, but for me they are instant bans if I see the opponent with them, which also I know it bans them from my deck as well, but it thins it out because chances are I'm not already going to use them, and so I have a higher chance of getting champions I want to actually pull. So of course, we'll start off grabbing Void again. You know, he has very few counters this meta, so to me he's like guaranteed damage at least in like 90% of matchups, you know. Alright. So of course, you know, big bad Serpent, we gotta grab Serpent. And this time I grab Sinister. Sinister is actually a solid dual threat this meta. You know, on attack he can of course reflect the debuffs, and on defense he can be very annoying, especially with Hazard Shift and his regen and reflecting back any other debuff, so he can definitely be an annoying one. Of course, you know, like I say, when I see him I gotta grab Papa Luke this meta. Makes me sad when anyone bans Luke, and right now he doesn't really have any tactic attacker outside of Serpent, so I grabbed Thanos, who has a high chance of going on defense. I'm really debating here. So I'll grab Rentra, who I've given the energy resistance to, and Killmonger. I think I'm hoping to draw out Onslaught or Sinister to take on Killmonger. So I'm really debating on who to place for defense. Right now we place Rentra, who I personally feel like Sinister is going to cook Rentra. And I don't really have a good Onslaught counter. I have Papa Luke, but I would prefer to save him for Serpent. And with him having Crossbones, I just use Void because I know Crossbones will nuke Void down. So all of my Void hope went out the window. But I think I managed to draw out Sinister, which is a W if I did. So the goal here is just attack during the incinerate phase. I am running Resonate just for this meta in particular. It's great for everyone except Domino, you know, the extra debuffs to help my decay attackers, and champs like Luke who deal more damage per debuff and unique debuff. And Ah, right there, I just messed all of that up. Got parried by Onslaught, so goodbye to all my willpower healing. Which sucks. Like I said, I don't have much hope and faith in actually winning round 1. So, the moment is just do my best, but yeah, my best is not that great right now. But luckily with him being a decay attacker, we can just keep on attacking, getting our debuffs up, and not worried about the damage back things like poison or the passive Onslaught is putting on us. Okay, so at least we did better that time. I have no idea what happened that first time we went for the SP1. Dash in, dash back, and okay. So we're getting our footing back. And so we're just spamming special 1 and you know, we'll see how the fight goes. Definitely not my best showcasing, but we're slowly getting the guy down. And so if I didn't get that parry, would have had a lot more health due to healing back from willpower. Yeah, that was all jumbled up. But you know, we finally got our defender down, and yeah, it's Sinister took down my Rentro, which I was expecting, but at this point, I'm feeling a bit more confident. Just not as confident as that round 1 matchup I had. Okay, like I said, Luke is my plan for Serpent, and from my point of view, I think I play Serpent here. Thanks. I ignore that. Not financial advice. Okay, actually, we play Sinister, thinking, you know, even though Red Skull is a good counter, he's not a tactic attacker, and he doesn't deal with the Incinerate and Poison. So with that being said, at this point I'm thinking I can save Luke for Enchantress. No, I'll go ahead and use Luke. Okay. Reasons why I like Luke for Serpent. The exhaustions can keep his power gain in check. The concussions can have a chance to turn off his true focus, so I can actually dex the specials. And like I said, so my Luke's awakened, so we're not worried about pushing Serpent to special 3, as long as we don't get hit before he gets there. So the goal is just stack up the concussions, use the heavy to extend our debuff duration, and then after that, just, you know, spam the SP2. This will give us a concussion, reduce his ability accuracy by 75%. So, you know, we're kind of golden. We have a chance to, like I said, turn off the true focus and actually evade his specials. We're not worried about pushing down to special 3 because, like I said, my Luke's awakened. Now we have 2 concussions up. That's 150% reduced ability accuracy. So with that being the case, we've turned off his, what is it called? His immortality completely. So right now I'm just trying to rush and get him down before my concussions expire. Which, that part actually confused me because I was like, the immortality should not have triggered, but, you know, we make easy work of the fight. And like I said, I wasn't too worried about Red Skull against Sinister, but he did finish with a lot more health than I anticipated. So that fight that fight was actually a lot closer than I thought. So potentially that could have been my first loss. So now we're going to throw Serpent down because to me he doesn't have an ideal counter. And my plan here is just whoever he throws on defense, we're going to throw Thanos. Ignore that. I should really turn notifications off when I do this, huh? But yeah, the big bad Thanos, I think at this point I've gotten more comfortable with using the guy. You know, here we are trying to bait out a heavy, and of course, you know, all she wants to do is hit my block. And of course we missed. 30% chance, go figure. Now we're cornered. So we throw a special to interrupt the heavy and get the knockdown. Now we're just gonna try to recover and bounce back from the fight, you know? It's like, hey, if we get the debuffs on us, we should heal with willpower. We have a tactic attacker. And Thanos is pretty tanky. Oh, we threw the relic. We didn't want to deal with that 30% chance to miss anything. And we're just going to race to the special 2 here instead of going for another special 1 to get more fury. I don't want to deal with her throwing another special 1. So we just said YOLO and go for it. The SP2 did kill. Like I said, I'm personally feeling pretty confident at this point. I don't expect Deadpool to be able to, you know, get through the fight without taking too much damage. Because Thanos is not a tactic defender, and you know, those specials hurt. I mean, Serpent. Those specials hurt, and Deadpool doesn't